We talk about the most lethal virus in the world. To inform about the seven most lethal viruses in the world, their signals, characteristics, consequences, side effects in the body. These documents are addressed to all people because their people need to experiment the means in your life. To characteristics of the virus, to we are talked about in this document. Number 7. The virus of Ebola. This virus of Ebola is become the post number 7 of the list because the virus attacked the coagulation of the blood in the body. Delay the time of coagulation of the blood and this affect because infected all the blood and produce similar big tumors. And these people don't check these tumors. The person can die of 7 days. The name of Ebola is because the river of Republic of Congo in Africa, and this infection is provoked to one kiss or on.
Number 6. Anthrax. Anthrax is a very unhappy virus, mainly used as a biological weapon by terrorists, sent in letters or gifts. The Soviets will like that you died in your facility. 90% of these theory are several types of anthrax, but most lethal variety is known as a pulmonary tube that can be spread by inhaling. The anthrax is a skin disease but not only affects the skin but also the internal organs, either increasing them size with many scars and bleeding, as if you were rotting inside. Inside, and this virus was created in a laboratory by simple human evil.
Number 5. VIH or human immunodeficient virus is a virus that kills more than 2 million lives a year. But the biggest problem is not the virus has such ignorance and people who spread ignorance. Has are people who make strong criticism the condom and refuse to children attend receive sex education. And precisely in this place where this virus proliferates more, they ignore how it is transmitted. However, the virus can also be transmitted via an infect needle or a contaminated transfusion is why to eliminate it also character and willpower is needed.
One of the most sinister viruses that could get a person is suffering from leprosy. Centuries ago the infected people were in solid event abandoned islets but even that was pretty cruel understable because leprosy is a virus that no of use would have. Browse with time and remains. Leprosy because lesion in the dermis. The skin actually started rotting and falling apart, disfigurately to a point you can no longer survive. He knew from years before in India they had a rudimentary environment in which they could know if you had this disease. I poked a needle into the skin, sometimes side by side. If you showed no pain was because you had leprosy. The diagnosis was completely secret for people not to be afraid. Today you can fully cure the moral. Scar left in men. Leprosy was two common forms, tuberculosis and lepromatous. Both forms produce cirrhosis of the skin, but the lepromatous form is the most severe, producing large lumps and bumps. Leprosy is common in many countries and in temperate tropical and subtropical climates. In the United States, about 100 cases are diagnosed each year, most of them in the South California, Hawaii, and the islands of the country. There of the effective medication, the isolation of people with this disease in leper colonies is not needed.
Number 3. Amoeba. The structure of this bacteria contratransported, which is the menino-arboviral encephalitis for Brian 18 bacteria. In the story of this bacteria, only found 3 cases of survival of 1,008 for both cases. This bacteria can enter to the body through any body opening. The symptoms presented are headache, fever, muscle cramps, mental collapse, coma, or death.
Number 2. Influenza. Swine flu and Spanish are very similar but created disaster of epic proportions. The Spanish killing 25% of this population, and swine spreading like at the same speed is aggravating. Perhaps even with the wind, but not only sharing. In fact, both are the same virus. Influenza is a rapidly mutating virus, which makes it more lethal than HBE. An if-state virus could mutate into something more dangerous, will be catastrophic marine flu symptoms but unable to cure them as they increase slowly.
Number 1 is ignored. The number 1 is disgusting, incomprehensible how awful is the little coverage it received in the media. But the New York Times and the British Daily Mail online confirm it, and therefore is not just the abuse of military power, it is also the insolence of the people, who does not care about these things. In 23, the odds are written not journalist William G. Broad, in that country's most prestigious newspaper, was like a military victory for the United States and given biological response to future attacks. United States had created their own super deadly virus. It is a genital variation altered smallpox. It is not known as it is. No one knows how it looks, but the note records that science reported that the virus killed all the animals which tested, and it is estimated that humans would be even worse. It is a biological weapon. It is considered to have potential discontinuance. The excuse that this invasion was to be prepared for a future pandemic, but hopefully not for yet. It's a double-edged sword.